Hey everybody, I thought I would just go ahead and break in a little bit. We're ready to go. We're ready to go. And what we're listening to right now is the Soniccouture's Hammersmith Pro. And it is a beautiful piano library for contact. And like I always say, music can take us anywhere. And sample libraries are the vehicles that take us to these amazing places. And this is Simeon. This is Simeon Ambergy from PraiseTracks.com. And I'm just so blessed to be able to be with you on this Father's Day. Today is Father's Day here in the US. And I want to wish a wonderful Father's Day to all of you fathers that are watching. And I'm just enjoying just kind of playing around with this library. And we're just making sure everything is sounding good out there. And welcome everybody. And just very excited to be with you today. I've been really enjoying these Let's Play live streams because it just lets us just kind of focus on one library and just kind of have fun and stretch out a little bit and just experience it together. And being live, it allows me to be able to just answer questions that you guys might have and that type of thing. And just while we're here, if it's your first time visiting the channel, I know we've been having a lot of new subscribers, new viewers, and go ahead and just subscribe and click on those notifications. And if you like the content, those likes really help support us and let YouTube know that you guys are enjoying the content. So I just see a couple of us here in the chat, and it's so good to see Steve and Richard. So good to have you guys with me. And we've got a lot of other people. Sasha just joined us. Hey, Sasha, welcome. So let's, I just want to talk a little bit about Father's Day before we get into the library, because I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for a wonderful father named Marion Ambergy. And it's so funny because my grandfather is named Simeon and my father is named Marion. And so my name is Simeon Marion. But what they did on the birth certificate, they said Simeon Marion Ambergy Jr. And, my wife's aunt is so funny. She says, I think you should leave the junior off because it really is like I'm the junior to my grandfather, but not to my father. So it's a little confusing. But I just wanted to share a really special tribute to my dad, Marion Ambergy. He's been gone for several years, I think in 2009. And that doesn't seem possible that it's been that long. But my dad was like a mountain man, so to speak. He was raised in the western part of Kentucky, in the coal mines and the fields of Kentucky, and just one of those rough outdoors. I guess if there was anybody that I could compare him to, John Wayne reminds me of my dad. Just how big and strong he was, and how he was always loving and faithful to my mother, and just provided and just took care of us. He didn't have a lot to say, but when he said something, you better listen. You better listen. And he was a hunter, and he loved to go hunt. He loved the outdoors, but I did not like the outdoors. He would take us squirrel hunting and that type of thing, and it was like, golly, fishing. I was more into blowing up tape recorders and looking at computers, but that was his way of trying to connect with me. And I really discovered that almost a little too late. I wish I would have recognized that was just how he was trying to let me know he wanted to spend time. And I get it now. And but one of the great things that I remember about my dad is that when I was little, when I was like in that 9-10-year-old period, I would play for my dad. I was the only person that could play the piano for my dad because my dad did not know where the downbeat was at all. So he would start singing, and then he would make up his own downbeat, and I would be the only one even, that could follow him. But so I wanted to share one of the songs that he would always sing And this is my dad singing, and this was a recording that we made in my uncle's garage with reel-to-reels, and I think I was about 7 or 8, and I was playing the organ and different things. My sister was playing guitar and banjo. But it's just like a beautiful time that we had with our family. So I want to play you one of these songs that my dad would always sing and I would play for him. It's called "Let the Spirit Descend." So check this out. And we're going to have some fun with the Hammersmith Pro today.
When dawn came racing, preparing the way for Jesus, for human making, to those that believe and trust in His name. Let the Spirit descend like a beautiful dove, as melody was set me. He was baptized by John in the river of Jordan. God poured like thunder, and this is my song.
So that was my dad. And there was like 3 songs that he would love to sing all the time. But you can get a sense of what I'm talking about. I mean, just amazing, just amazing. And Dad, I love you and miss you. And I had the blessing of having a wonderful father-in-law as well. James Ballinger, I think he was like 94 years old when he passed and was still driving a truck and going to work. I think he worked more after he retired than he did when he worked. So he worked for like 40 years and then he retired and then he worked longer than, it was amazing. So just got a lot to be grateful for, a lot to be thankful for with my family, my heritage, my wonderful father and my family. And so welcome to the family. And so today we're going to talk about a library that I actually covered in a video, in a live stream actually. I think it was around Christmas time. And so it was a version of the Hammersmith Pro that was an older version. And then right after I had did the live stream on that version, they updated it. And that's what we're playing now. And I just wanted to catch up with this because, let's see. Yeah, so we can just take a quick look and get an overview of what this piano is. It's a Steinway D. And yeah, it's a beautiful piano. So it's a Steinway D, but it has MIDI. It's a MIDI retrofitted Steinway. And so a lot of companies use robots and where they go play one key at a time. But this being MIDI retrofitted to play all the keys, it's basically like a very incredible player piano. And so you get all those dynamics. The cool thing about having a MIDI piano is that you can get consistency across all of the velocity ranges. And that is what they did with this. They sampled, I think, 21 velocity layers, keys down, and then 21 velocity layers with a sustain pedal down. So you've got, I guess, over 30,000 different samples, which really blows my mind. And the thing is, they also have 6 different mic positions. We're going to go take a look at some of those and listen to those. You've got the Decatree right there. You've got the Neuman Binaural Head. You've got an AKG mono microphone and some beautiful Neuman microphones again out on the hall. So you've got 6 different mic positions here. And so let's just dive right in and take a look. Now, if you've got one of the earlier versions of the Hammersmith, this interface is going to look totally different because it's more of a modern design. I kind of like the other one in a way because I like seeing the piano. I like seeing the mics. When you turn the mics on, it showed you where the mics were. So right now, we're listening to the mid mic, and this is the Decatree actually. So This is the Decatree. I'll just kind of play around with this a little bit. And you can hear that room, that nice room sound with that Decatree. It just gives you that extra space. I'm looking to see, yeah, we've got a little concert hall in there, but it's just a little bit in there. I'm going to go and take it completely out so we can just listen to that room, just to kind of hear what's going on with that microphone, with those mics. Okay, let's see. Yeah, let's stretch this back out again. Get that looking right. Here we go. So you can hear that it's really dry. It's a nice dry room. It's the Hammersmith studio. I guess that's where it gets its name. The piano gets its name from the studio. So it's nice and crisp and dry. Very nice. Okay, so let's just put a little bit more back in there. So you've got the concert hall there. I think it was like 12 dB. So that's very nice. So we got a little, yeah, and so this is not, none of these are enabled. The chorus and bus compression and texture, that's because we've just got it at the default. So let's go back through and go back to the instrument, and let's just kind of start with the close mics here. And you can click on underneath the label for the microphone setting. You've got six mic positions, and close, mid, and room. And so we've got the M49 pair, and then you've got an AKG D19 dynamic microphone mono that they've stuck in the hole to kind of give you an interesting sound. So let's just look at the M49 pair for just a little bit and see what that sounds like. And I'm going to just make sure. Okay, yeah, we've got a little concert hall in there. And so let's see what's going on here. Oh, I'm trying a new monitor setup. I'm trying to make sure my levels are good. And so I've got the monitor behind me here. So I'm going to swing this over here. Okay, here we go. Yeah, you know how all this stuff, you know how all this goes. You know how all this goes. Okay, cool. So yeah, I'm just trying to make sure that we're not getting too compressed. And I think it's hitting it a little hard when I'm going in there. So I'm just gonna soften that peak limiter a little bit. Because I always want you to hear the sound like it was meant to be heard, just without any kind of additional EQ or effects other than what they have there in the library. So I'm going to turn off the concert hall just and let us listen to just the pure sound of this close mic, this M49. It's just got a nice sparkle. It does sound good without the effects. I think that's really what I want to try to get across, of just letting you hear how nice this piano sounds. And what surprises me about this piano, I'm already hearing it, is the brightness and the sparkle of this, it's because it's kind of taken me off guard, because I'm not normally used to hearing that nice top end on Steinways, because Steinways tend to be kind of dark a little bit, to say. And while Yamahas, like the C7s and the CFXs, tend to be kind of like have that nice bite in that top end, but this has something like that. Let me just play around with this some more. Hey, Secret, yes, I did see that tweet, and we're going to take a look at that. But listen to that. Listen to that nice top brightness there. And having those 21 velocity layers, yeah. Well, this is what we're going to do. We're going to see how playable this is, and I think having the 21 velocity layers on and off, I think really it is one of those libraries that just they got it right. They captured a really nice sound. And again, every piano sound has its own DNA. Okay. Okay, let's do that. Let's just look and see. Because what happened was, let me just kind of come back here for a little bit. So when I started playing these, I started adjusting the velocity curves, because velocity curves are so important, and it's like you've got to get that right. You've got to get that right. So when I first started going in here, it was like I had to bump up the velocity. So right now they've got a linear curve, and so every piano library is a little bit different. And so what I was finding myself doing was taking this curve and just kind of having like that little bump there, just so I can get a little more out of it, because the SL88 is the Grand has got a very high dynamic range as far as velocity, and so at the lowest velocities I wasn't getting what I really needed out of this. So that's what the velocity curve did. But what I was doing, I was saving the velocity curve for each. So I went ahead and just created a curve on the SL88 that just kind of gave me that bump. So every sound now is going to have that, so I won't have to go through and save everything. But yeah, Richard, let's just go through some of these. So you've got first editions and second editions. So the first edition is has all of these cool things. So okay, so the initial M49s. And like what we said here, no effects. That's great. I didn't know that. Okay, so this is like the M49s. And you see what they did? They kind of softened that curve. So I'm going to bump it back out again. And I'm just hearing a nice response with this. So I can play soft. that's just the close mics. And we can get real soft. So I'm hearing a lot of nice responsiveness, and the way that they have the scripting done using those 21 velocity layers, it really helps. It really helps to give you a nice nice dynamic, a nice experience. It's very playable. It doesn't seem like it's getting in my way when I'm playing it. Okay, so here's the Schoeps MK4s, and this is the mid. This is the mid position here. Let's see what happens. Now here again, I'm not getting, okay, and I see that. So the velocity curve is kind of like this. You've got to get that feeling right. And without any effects, this thing, it sounds so big. And when they sampled this with the pedals down, you still have 21 velocity layers with the samples with the pedal down. So you get that nice resonance, there. I tell you what, it's really kind of an interesting conundrum when you're talking about pianos for classical music and that type of thing, because there is just so many things out there that you can try. And one thing I would definitely recommend, going to the website that's in the description, subscribe to their mailing list, because periodically they actually have free licenses of the lighter version of the Hammersmith, and they give you the mid mic position. So it's fully functional. You just get that one mic position, and I think that is fabulous. And plus, it's available in the free contact player. So make sure you sign up for their mailing list. They've got other beautiful instruments too that you don't want to miss out on. The thing is, it's just not getting in my way. A lot of times the pianos will just not feel right out of the box. And I just like that mid mic position is really nice. Okay, so let's just keep going. And okay, now these are the Neumans, the 133s. And when you look at the website, you can kind of see a picture. That's what I liked about the other version. You can kind of see where those mics were placed. But when you go and check out the website, yeah. So if you tried the free version, it kind of gives you a little idea of what to expect with the full. The full just gives you that access to more those additional mic positions. And once again, let me see what they did. Yeah, they kind of softened that curve a little bit. I kind of like, I don't know why, for this piano, for some reason, I like to bump that up. And I want to just see something or hear something. So switching back and forth between the MK4s and, yeah, so the Neumans are kind of a little spread out a little bit further. And these are tighter. Yeah, it's amazing. It sounds good. It sounds really good. It does. It's got a nice, bright sound. That's what's surprising me with this Steinway here. Okay, so you got some really cool things. Okay, now let's just look at the binaural real quick, and let's see. Okay, so we've got that. So you know when the ring around is dim, that mic is not available. So we've got the binaural. So this is like sitting right there at the piano position. So let's just listen. That's kind of nice. Yeah, it just kind of puts you right there behind the piano. And I just let the piano take me where it wants to go. That's the way it works. That's the way it works. Yeah, it's just closer. It's a lot closer. And then the Decatree again is just nice and full. And blending them together really is where you can get some really nice effects. And with the close mic, let me just let us listen to I'll just solo this D19 because it just got a... Yeah, that just kind of gets there, you know. It's kind of got that nice vintage. And this is the same piano, just the mic positions. Yeah, the signature grand is going to be a different experience from this, but it is a fabulous library. It's a fabulous library because that was recorded. Now, while the Hammersmith was recorded in just a studio type of situation where very dry, the signature grand was recorded at Air Studios, which is so alive, just so ambient, so wet. So the piano just itself in that environment is going to be so wet, and this will be very dry. So I think that, you know, the Hammersmith along with the with that signature grand gives you a little balance of the two. It gives you a really wet piano with the signature and a dry piano with this one. It's nice. There are so many. Yeah, I agree. There are absolutely so many pianos out there, and each one has its own personality in it, which is because it, like, yeah. So this channel, my channel, this channel here, you know that we've covered so many piano libraries together, and each one is a totally different experience. Now I've got that D19 in the hole. I've got a little bit of the mid. I've got a little bit of that mid, that KM133. I'm going to turn down that hole, and then we've got the hey, Andrea. Andre. Yeah, it's good to see you. Welcome. And there's a lot of times I don't know how to pronounce some of the names, but Sequoia, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, Sequoia. Yeah, it's just really a pleasure to have you guys with me. Now, when you've got these mics, this is where the magic happens. It's when you blend the mic positions together. And let's just see. Look at the effects here. Yeah, so this is still without any reverb or any additional EQ or anything like that. This is just the sound of the piano. So I'm gonna let's just go some places. And the thing is, I remembered to press the MIDI record. So I'm gonna have the MIDI file hopefully available for this live stream once we're done. And I'm keeping a watch on that CPU meter. And it's really doing very well. Okay, well that's good. Well, do the best we can. Let's just play some more. Let's just stretch out some more. Isn't that nice? The cat's in the cradle and the silver spoon. Yeah, Richard, that's what I'm finding with this as well. You don't have to fool with a lot of things because they recorded it right, and Cinepiano, that's another category too, because of where it was recorded, how it was recorded. That is what makes each of these. That is just what makes things so different. The room, the recording, the engineer, who's sitting at the piano, or the method it was sampled. Like, but this is a MIDI piano, so just really have all these different personalities. It's just got a nice. Okay, so let's go ahead and go into some of these second edition presets that throw in a little bit of really cool things going on with the Kontakt 6 engine. The Kontakt 6 engine is really introduced a lot of really cool arpeggiating and textural things, and so this takes advantage of some of that. And we're going to just kind of go through some of these. I'm just going to pull up After the Rain, and you can see. Let's just kind of. The velocity, man, that is the most. I think with piano libraries, that is like has to be okay. So the two questions that I get asked the most is, what's my favorite piano library, and why does my piano? I've got the same library. Why doesn't it sound as good as the video that you did? And so that second question that I get asked all the time, the key to that is velocity scaling, to know your keyboard controller and to get that velocity scaling right. The SL88 Grand that I'm playing here, it just has a phenomenal dynamic range as far as velocity scaling. They use the 3 sensors with it, and then you can just dial it in. Most of the time I don't even have to touch anything. But I noticed with the Hammersmith, I just needed to tweak that little curve just a little bit, just to kind of give that curve a little bump. And I did that in the editor here. So, but velocity is the key. An Xperimenta project. Yeah, the Due pianos. I love what Flavio did with those. And again, those were like clavinova piano. Well, not clavinovas, but disclavier pianos. Once again, a MIDI controlled piano to get consistency. That's what I love about the Hammersmith, is the consistency across the velocity. You got to get the velocity right. So this is After the Rain. And let's just see what happens here. You hear that? It's their generative tools, and it's almost just like what Noir introduced. It just gives you some fun animation, and I find that a lot of those really just inspire you to create different things. Okay, Crimson Space. Let's take a listen to that. The effects, yeah. So the effects, these are using some of the texture and replica delays here, and let's just take a listen. We're just going to have fun just playing through some of these. Here we go. Hey, Tinkle Tink. It's good to see you. And that's what we're kind of doing. We're just, we just get in these libraries and just see where they're going to take us. With those rhythmic delays and those textures, those just propel. It just inspires. It inspires ideas because it puts you in different headspaces, different environments. Yeah, that replica delay and syncing and that type of thing, and the convolution effects. And still, we don't have the reverb. We still are not using reverb with these. The cool thing about Pianoteq, they continue to just perfect that modeling. And there's some really cool news about an iPad version that may be down the road, and that's kind of fun. Okay, Delusions of Grandeur. Delusions of Grandeur. And here we are back at the Deca-tree again. Yeah, it's just really cool. Okay, let's pull up some more. And I love having all of these snapshots. Jammer tags. Okay, all right. We got to see what's going on here. And this little animation is the generative tools. Okay, jammer. Yeah. That is interesting. Okay. Okay. Oh, man. Homerabi. Okay. Now we've got this the Weaver generative tool. So you've got two different things. You've got the Weaver and the Jammer. And I typically have been liking what the Weaver's doing with these. Let's hear. And see when you're using like something like this, it's just like an underscore or a nice bed you can lay down and play over top of it. Kontakt has opened up so many amazing creative possibilities within Kontakt that a lot of these developers are just tapping into. Okay, Tapestry. Let's listen to that. Yeah, really interesting. Okay. Warm bottom. It's been warm around here. Yeah, it's really interesting. This is warm bottom. I don't see any generative tools here. Let's look at the effects. Yeah, we've got some different things going on, the filters, and I like how everything is just nice and clean. Interesting. It's just like almost like a chorus type of effect. Same piano, but it's a different. Well, hey, I see my good friend John, Plugin Guru. Welcome to my channel. Thank you so much. We're just taking a look at this Hammersmith, and it's just really cool. Happy Father's Day, Skippy. Love it. It just kind of sounds like. Oh, come on. Yeah, just a little, let's see, am I muted? Yeah, just a little filter, and a little something can take this Steinway D and turn it into all kinds of crazy things. So let's just keep looking through some of this. Let's see. Great, pulling at threads. Now let's see, we've got, okay, so these textures are using this convolution engine here. And let me go through and see what this velocity layer is set on. Yeah, see, they love to kind of scoop that out a little bit. I got to bump it up a little bit. So velvet threads. Okay, there we go. So that texture is using this convolution and velvet brush. Let's just click that and check that out. Yeah. Yeah, so that's kind of an interesting effect. You know, using all these convolution engines and things really take things to a different level. Pond life. Okay, now here we go again with the Weaver here. And you can just set up different things with that. So here we go. Let's just leave it there. Man, I remember the day that I said goodbye to you for the last time. You never talked much, but you were the strong and silent type. But you taught me how to be a man. You taught me how to be a man. I'll never forget the words you said, that you were proud of me. And even after all these years, I still hear them just like it was yesterday. I love you, Dad. Thank you for giving me all the gifts that you've given me. The gifts keep on giving and giving, and it lets me give to others. So on this Father's Day, I say, I love you, Dad. Yeah, I remember he didn't talk much, but I remember he had, he had COPD and he was on oxygen and that type of thing. But he just said, I'm proud of you, son. And that just meant so much because, he didn't talk much, but when he did, buddy, you listen. Such a great blessing. And I'm telling you what, that's just off the cuff. That's what I'm saying. When we get into these libraries, I'm telling you, when we're getting into these libraries, they transport you into different places. They are just hearing that coming back, that just triggers all of those things. It just takes you back. I call them the Ratatouille moments. So if you've ever seen the movie Ratatouille, it's like when he takes that taste, it takes him right back. And that is exactly when you start playing something, it triggers things. It takes you back. It takes you into certain places. And that's what I love. Yeah, it's great. It's wonderful. Yeah. Okay, so we'll take a. Yeah, everything here. I mean, that's what I love to do these things live because I want to go. I want these to take us somewhere. It's really cool. Pond life is what we're looking at there, or listening to. Well, and again, I say we're going to look at this, or we're going to hear, because I see with my ears. And it is just amazing. And because you play things, you see things, it takes you places. Okay, let's pull. Okay, the rain, and you can see at these really complex arpeggiators, and yeah, we could use some rain. We're like in the 90s, and it's like feels like August weather, and it's just like at the end of June. So. That's pretty cool. I think this has got to be a Hamburg. It's got to be a Hamburg Steinway D because of just exactly what someone mentioned. Is that the American Steinways tend to be darker, but the Hamburg Steinways tend to be a little bit brighter for some reason. And I think that's what we're experiencing with this one. Is that it tends to be a little brighter of what I'm hearing here. And again, we've got the, no, we don't. Okay, so we've got the effects going here. Yeah, the texture. Yeah, but whatever that was doing with the compression, it's just squashing it and doing some really cool things with that, and then it just kind of just lingering there. Yeah, this has got to be. This has just got to be really cool. It's just bright. It's got to be a Hamburg. If it's bright and crisp, it's got to be a Hamburg. If it's an American Steinway, it tends to be more emo and more dark. And I'm finding the crispness up here in this area. So they're using like a nice chorus. But they've just done such a great job with this. Okay, yeah, each day. Let's just see. Okay, we got some EQ going on. Let's see what mics we got. Okay, we got close mics here, and let's check it out. Yeah, now we've got the Weaver going. Just good for like those textural beds and things. Ah, well, James, welcome. Well, we've got James from Soniccouture with us. Yeah, so that's interesting. Thank you so much. So it's American built, but the hammers have been replaced. Yeah, so that's what we're hearing here. Man, thank you so much. Yeah, because it's just like you're hearing something, but you don't necessarily know exactly what you're hearing because it's got those different characteristics. So that is excellent. Thank you so much for coming and sharing that with us. That's great. It is incredible. Yeah, with what they've done with their libraries, it's always like the attention to the details of the quality of it, because you can just hear, just even with the initial presets, is that without any effects or anything going on, just the clarity. Yeah, listen to how bright that is. Even in the lower range, you hear that sheen, that nice top end. You hear that. What would you do if I sang out of key? Would you get up and walk out on me? Lend me your ear and I'll sing you a tune. I promise I won't sing out of key, 'cause I get by with a little help from my friends. Yeah, see, it's just got that nice, whoa, I get by with a little help from my friends. Uh-oh, there he goes. Calm down here. But that's the thing. It just pulls it out of you. Just so much fun. So much fun, yeah. And this is just a close mic. So that's the thing. The free version is not available now, but that's why I'm saying keep subscribing to their mailing lists and that kind of thing. Yeah. Well, so the Garritan, now the Garritan is a CFX. It's not a Steinway. Garritan does have a Steinway. I've not heard that one yet. I've only heard their CFX. John, thanks a lot for stopping by. Yeah, right there. Just that crispness, and it's amazing. It sounds so cool. And then with just the additional things with the engine that they've done, really have made it just a very special piano library. It does, yeah. This Chris, this piano has a lot of punch to it. That's what I'm feeling, and you know, and James from Soniccouture mentioned in up above in the comments that it's a hybrid type, American built, but with German hammers, and so it's just like a nice combination of these two. Short, bright, and hard. Let's just take a listen to that. And I love these snapshots. They are great starting points. And most of them are just using like a single mic position. Like this one's just using, okay. Oh yeah. Okay. So that's what it's done. It's added these extra generative tools we've kind of taken a look at and just revamped the interface to just accommodate a lot of these things. Yeah, see with that, just that pop, that nice pop. And you've got a little bit of the delay. You've got the compression going on here too. So that just makes it nice and tight. Yeah. See, that's the thing. We're just getting into the layers of this piano, and so we can go, we can go a lot of places. Well, Mrs. Mills, you know, well, the thing is, Mrs. Mills is Mrs. Mills, and it's got that nice, nice character to it. It's character. It's a character, and this could not replace Mrs. Mills, but it can do some fun things. It's got its own personality. So let's see something here. Let's just do the, okay, the D19 is the mono mic, the close mic. Let's just go back and go back to that those mid mics here. Da-da-da-da-da. The M49s. Okay, that's the close. Okay, da-da-da-da-da. Okay, let's see. Now you hear now. Yeah, so this is the M49. So this is close. So now you go back to that other dimension. See, that's versatility. Hey, thank you guys. Thanks, Michael and Wrench. Thank you guys. Just thank you for joining me. It's really cool. Yeah, every piano kind of has its own, it has its own thing. And it just has to do with what you're going for, what kind of setting it is. And, the decatry, here we go with that decatry again, and then when you compare it with the mid mics, yeah. And now we've got that nice warmth. Wow. Daniela, I don't think I would be able to do that. I appreciate that invitation. That sounds amazing. That sounds like that is going down into an amazing rabbit hole for sure. And I would love to learn more about that down the road. But it's just, I think with what we're heading towards, with the immersive audio and that type of thing, I think it's just something that we're just right on the cusp of just kind of breaking into that next level with libraries and tools that we have available. So I think that's going to be really amazing. I like having that decatry though, to give you that nice that little bit of natural room. Because you don't have, again, we've not really turned reverb on, but we can turn it on and just kind of, it just lets it go out a little bit more. But just the pure sound of the piano itself is really, it's just pristine. It's just really nice, flexible and pristine. Because right now we've got a nice warm sound, and I think it's probably due to the fact that we are using the mid in the room, so they're not as close to the hammers, they're not as close to the action, and so it just gives you a nice. That would be great. I'll do that. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. I just, like I said, I love being able to have these Let's Play sessions. And we're going to be here for just a couple more minutes. And if there's anything in particular that you want to check out while we're still live, go ahead and jump in and just ask some questions, and I'll be glad to do my best. And I think if James is still with us, he can kind of chime in as well. Yeah, I just, so you've got that. And let's go ahead and pop the close mic on just while we're here and just see what that brings to it. And being able to mix these three positions really, really helps make a difference. Okay, so you hear how that close mic just adds that nice top end. Let's see, yeah, we got to do this. See if I can, yeah. So when you lay into it, those close mics just kind of let that sparkle just kind of bloom a little bit. Yeah. So let's just play around with the space a little bit. So look at this. You've got impulse responses of really cool spaces here. Let's just do the All Saints Hall. Very, very, very nice. Hey, Michael, good to see you. Wow. Very nice, very nice. Yeah, you've got cathedrals. Just very spacious. So you've got a lot of different things that you can do. Sound effects. Okay, so we've got a lot of sound effects things. Convolution. Yeah, this is the bloom. You hear all those different textural things going on there. Dreamscape. Let's check that out. And then sitting it right in the mix where you want it. Sometimes I say when you hear an effect too much, it's too much. So the effect should just affect what you're going for, and not overcome it. Yeah, that's a nice thick, beautiful space. Pearly gates. And listen to that roundness in Wow. That is cool. So that is the Hammersmith Pro from Soniccouture, and amazing. I just have really this is the airport. So you got the close in the room. So it just gives you so much versatility to be able to switch with these different mic positions and things. Yeah, absolutely. Tink, absolutely. Yeah, a little spice goes a long way. Wow. Okay, guys, thank you. Thank you so much for taking a part of your day and spending it with me on this wonderful Father's Day. And I know a lot of you guys, it's kind of a little bit later in the day. But I've enjoyed spending this time with all of you. And again, this is Simeon from PraiseTracks.com. I want to thank Soniccouture for allowing me to have the opportunity to review this library, providing me a copy of this library to review and to share with you. And also, you know, I've got the earlier review you can check out, but it's the earlier edition. But we're all up to speed now on this amazing piano that can do just about anything that you would need it to do. Very flexible, very responsive, and so I really appreciate it. I'm just so grateful for the opportunity to share with you. James, thank you for joining me from Soniccouture, and I look forward to doing more with you guys. That sounds really good. The string libraries, that just looks really interesting, and just appreciate all the wonderful instruments that you guys are developing because it just gives us the tools to be expressive and to travel to some amazing destinations. Sample libraries, again, they are like the vehicles that take us to these amazing places and destinations. So until next time, this is Simeon from PraiseTracks.com, and I want to say again, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you real soon next time.